you told my 40-year-old self that I'd be doing some of the things that have changed my life for the better after 50 and beyond, I would have said, no way. So today I'm excited to share with you 7 unexpected tips that have truly changed my life. Welcome. My name is Elise and I'm a former health and wellness educator and a working professional makeup artist. So let's get started. Well, what's really fascinating to me is that just one change led to other changes that kept helping me feel better. And that can often be the case for many of us. Take, for instance, author Barbara Hannah Grufferman. At the age of 50, her first step toward a better life was going for a walk. The next day, she did the same thing and continued to walk each day, making her walks longer and faster. And after a few weeks, she added some jogging. She couldn't imagine it at the time, but choosing to adopt that one simple habit of running 3 times a week, rain or shine, all year long, became a foundation for a whole new life. That one habit led to others. My story is similar to Barbara's. For all of my adult life, up until my 50s, I was 10 to 30 pounds overweight and frankly was a couch potato. My husband was a jogger and suggested I might want to give it a try. I looked at him in total disbelief. Me? Jog? Well, the first day I tried jogging, I went exactly 1 block down the street and then put my hands on my knees as I gasped for breath. 2 days later, I made it slightly farther. And after 2 months, I was jogging to the end of a trail near our house. And 2 months after that, I was regularly jogging 2 miles and continued jogging until my mid-60s. Now, my exercise of choice is a good 60 to 90-minute walk every other day. Ann Martin's story is also my own, and it's tip number 2. Ann is 69 and says that she was always the awkward one in gym class back in her school days. Can anyone else relate to this besides me? But she's now doing something that reduces her risk of premature death by 20% and her risk of mortality from cardiovascular disease by 30%. And by the way, these are absolutely whopping numbers in the field of health research. According to a recent study of 40,000 people cited by Dr. Martha Gulati, who's a preventive cardiologist at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, the key to living longer is 2 to 3 days a week of strength training, which is also called resistance training. Now, I know the first thing we think is, oh my gosh, I'll have to go to a gym to work out. I just don't have the time or the interest. Well, nope. That is definitely not the case. And that's the beauty of strength training. We can do it at home with no need for expensive equipment or workout clothes. And we can do it in the privacy of our own home, which is also wonderful. Literally, all we need to get started is 2 soup cans and just a few simple exercises. You'll find a link in the description box below to some easy strength training exercises. In addition to reducing our mortality rate by that whopping 20%, it also protects our joints, helps burn more calories by building muscle mass, protects us against injuries and falls, and helps control blood sugar and prevent type 2 diabetes. As I mentioned earlier, I jogged for many years, but there's one very important benefit that I experienced from strength training that I never noticed with jogging. That benefit is a major mood boost. And research has shown that strength training not only boosts our mood, but it can also reduce anxiety and tamp down symptoms of depression. Now I use 12 and 15-pound weights and look forward to that strength training mood boost every other day. This next tip may seem trivial on the surface, but tip number 3 can definitely change how we feel. And we all know it because we've all experienced a bad hair day. Although this may seem superficial, our hair and our self-confidence are more closely intertwined than we might like to think. Several years ago, Yale University actually decided to study the psychology of bad hair days and found that our self-esteem is highly affected by them, with subjects reporting feeling less smart, less capable, more embarrassed, and less sociable. And we all know that our hair has definitely changed after age 50. Hair loss and thinning hair plays a large role in negatively affecting our self-esteem. So with all these changes, what can we do with our hair to look our best so we can feel our best? Well, if we haven't gone totally gray or still color our hair like I do, most hairstylists and experts seem to agree that since our skin gets paler as we get older, we don't want to go either too light or too dark with our hair color. We want to have some contrast between our hair color and our skin color, but not too much. And forget that dictum that we should not have long hair after 50. Many stylists feel that longer layers can actually be far more flattering than a chop that's too short, straight across, or severe. In fact, most experts also seem to agree that going either too short or too long can actually age us. Now, sometimes it can be really fun to just make a change things up a bit. Well, I'd been wearing the same hairstyle for over 10 years. But I frankly felt that no matter what products I used or how I tried to style it, it just looked plain bad most of the time. I took a plunge and went to a new stylist who immediately suggested a new cut. Now, I have to admit I was a bit skittish to make a change, but she was absolutely right. The new haircut gave my hair far better volume and curl, and it became so much easier to style. But let's be real, our most flattering haircut is our favorite haircut. But there is one thing all experts agree on. The condition of our hair can be far more aging than any color or style. So if your hair is too dry or your split ends are in dire need of a trim, it's time to show your strands some TLC ASAP. So in the description box below, I've included a link to a wonderful hair oil that I've been using that's done wonders to condition my hair. And while we're thinking about positive things like a good hair day, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button so you can enjoy new videos each Thursday and be part of our family on this channel. We'd love to have you with us. Have you ever heard that you can't do anything about your genes? That you're stuck with what your parents gave you? Well, it's actually not true. Our genes do influence our health and longevity, but the great news is that we have the ability to directly impact our genes. And I imagine you can guess how. It's tip number 4, and it's what we eat. And there's even a scientific term for this. It's nutrigenomics. It's a fascinating new field that's dedicated to understanding how food impacts gene expression. Now, gene expression is like a dimmer switch that can turn the activity of our genes either up or down. We can literally turn on genes that promote health and longevity and turn down genes that contribute to disease. So as Dr. Mark Hyman says, our fork is the most powerful tool that we use every day. But let's be real, even if we know we should get away from processed food and sugar and eat more nutrient-dense food, it is not easy. Well, I was pretty much a sugar addict most of my life, but multiple trips to the ER to undergo cardioversions where they stopped and restarted my heart due to atrial fibrillation really forced a change. It was clear that one of my triggers for AFib was large doses of sugary foods. So this is where what we talked about earlier comes into play, that one small change can lead to other good changes. My diet change started by cutting back on large doses of sugar and focusing on changing what I ate at just one meal, breakfast. When we eat a breakfast that includes proteins such as eggs, nuts, seeds, chicken, or fish, healthy fat such as coconut oil, nut butter, flax seeds, avocado, fiber such as berries, avocado, chia, or flax seeds, and low glycemic carbohydrates like berries, we can turn on our metabolism and set it into high gear. I personally love having some chicken as my protein in the morning, which makes a real difference in my energy level, along with some organic foods such as oatmeal that contains ground up flax and chia seeds, walnuts, canned pumpkin, and organic frozen blueberries. There's absolutely no other activity that we can do on a daily basis that has more power to change our biology than what we eat. Well, a few days ago, I woke up feeling really edgy and tense and frankly just a little crabby. But the minute I stepped out under the canopy of trees on the beautiful walking trail that I love, I literally felt the tension drain away from my body. And though I'd been stumped to come up with article ideas for my weekly newsletter before my walk, by the time I finished walking, I had the entire newsletter mapped out. So immersing ourselves in nature is the 5th tip for feeling fabulous after 50. A recent Mayo Clinic newsletter pointed to one study which showed that exposure to nature can regulate the sympathetic nervous system in as little as 5 minutes. And stepping outside on a regular basis may prevent cumulative effects from stress that translate to lower risk for chronic disease, illness, and mortality. In addition to alleviating stress, exposure to nature can be an effective coping strategy for those with chronic mental health conditions. And even for those of us without serious mental health conditions, nature can help us manage emotions like loneliness and irritability. I am so fortunate to have this beautiful walking trail 8 minutes away from my house by car. But what if you don't have easy access to nature? Well, the good news is that just taking a walk around the block and looking at the trees, listening to the birds and wind, and hearing the crackling of leaves under our feet can really make a difference. If you're stuck inside all day, it can even be helpful to listen to recorded bird songs or a rainstorm, or to enjoy plants and photos of nature. And although it's not a replacement for a fully immersive outdoor green space, watching a video of a nature scene can positively impact our health. So I've included in the description box below a link to a beautiful nature video. Well, have you ever wondered why McDonald's used the colors red and yellow on their fast food restaurants? And why casinos always have red tabletops? Well, McDonald's is one of thousands of corporations that spends millions of dollars on color research. It just so happens that the color red makes people eat more, and the color yellow helps them eat faster. And the color red also keeps people gambling longer. Well, some interesting recent studies indicate that teams wearing black uniforms get more penalties. So tip number 6 is to wear colors we love, since color definitely impacts how we feel and influences even how we think and act. Marketers, public relations specialists, and fashion brands all use this knowledge to influence our choices. But it's not only the giant companies that can benefit from using color to affect our emotions, so can we. There's a term called dopamine dressing, which is based on the idea that styles, textures, and colors of the clothes we wear have the ability to boost our mood. It's all about dressing for joy. Why does it make us feel great? Because it's fun, it's empowering, it develops our creativity, it helps us feel more confident, and it's also a conversation starter. So wearing colors we love and which work best with the undertone of our skin can definitely boost our mood. The fashion designer Zuzana Sato at dressyourcolor.com is a wonderful advocate of this philosophy and creates some gorgeous, colorful designs. And a site where you can find colors year-round that are perfect for the undertone of your skin is a site called Kettlewell Colors. I had the pleasure of interviewing the founder of this company, Melissa Nicholson, a couple of years ago, so I've included a link to that video in a pinned comment below. A while back, I purged my closet of many black and brown clothes that had been my wardrobe staples, and I now love seeing the colors that I absolutely love when I walk into the closet each day. It's a definite mood lifter. And surrounding ourselves with home decor and colors we love, even if it's a piece of art or a pillow, can really uplift our spirits. And tip number 7 relates back to my profession as a makeup artist, since there's no way I could possibly neglect how makeup has definitely boosted my confidence and helped me look and feel my best. Over and over again, I've seen the smile that crosses a woman's face when she looks in the mirror after we've concluded a makeup consultation. And there are 4 things we can do with makeup that make the biggest difference in how we look and feel. Since we get paler as we get older, as I mentioned earlier, and since more facial contrast means that we look more attractive to others, filling in our eyebrows and adding blush and lipstick make a huge difference. And what makes the biggest difference of all is covering up discoloration and evening out our skin tone with a tinted moisturizer, concealer, or foundation. Please hit that thumbs up like button if you enjoyed today's video. And if you'd like to find out the undertone of your skin so you can choose clothing and makeup colors that will help you look your very best, be sure to check out the second video that I've linked in the pinned comment below. Until we see each other again next Thursday, I wish you good health and happiness and hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.